Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel, TechORec, and we are going to look at quantizing today. And first, we'll pull up an instrument to, well, first of all, let's see if we can figure out what quantizing even means. So let's look at the time signature here. So it says 120 tempo, which starts out at 4/4, and it's divided into 16th notes. So if we look at it, the first bar, it's going to have 16 little lines. That's the divided into 16th. So for every beat, there's going to be 4 of them. And so when we're quantizing, it's basically lining up to the closest line, and then depending on how you quantize it, eighth notes, 16th notes, quarter notes, depending on what you're trying to find. So we're going to look at a couple different ways to do it. My favorite ways and the best ways to do it. So first, let's see. Let's pull up this instrument, Alchemy. And let's go with some bass, synth bass. Let's just use the keyboard here. Let's see here. 808. '80s synth. Alright, let's use this. Doesn't really matter. We'll just see. So if you start the metronome, it'll click every beat, every line. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's 4. So 16. So you could change this. Say you want to do eighth notes. Now it's going to show you all the eighth notes. So when we're playing, whatever we're playing, we want it to line up with the grid. So let's just make up some melody. Let's see. We'll keep it at 120. Actually, let's slow it down a little bit. Let's do 110. You can hear the click. All right, let's see. I don't know what that is, but let's try it again. 3, 4. All right. Messed it up a little bit, but that's all right. Let's take a look here. So, I mean, that was pretty easy because it's lined up. It was pretty much, it's pretty much whole notes almost the whole time. So if you select one note, whatever instrument you're playing, and hit Command A, it selects all of them. So you could try to figure out, depending on what beat you're playing or how many BPM it is, which one fits better. So you could do eighth notes, quarter notes. For this one, I'll do quarter notes. So they all lined up with the grid pretty much. I mean, that one's pretty easy. But some of these little ones, you should always check them, each individual notes, because sometimes you can get close to it, but there'll always be something that might move to the wrong space on the grid, and then it's off time. So you always have to like go back over it. Let's see what this looks. Let's listen to this real quick and see if it lined up. 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what happened? These notes, they all went to the same line, which they should have been, I guess, dun 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 dun, eighth notes. So maybe we could select this section right here, and then let's see if we can quantize eighth note. So let's see what that did. Still not quite right, because this one is dun 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 dun. So sometimes you have to go back and fix it by hand. Like this note was off. Let's hear this part. So, I feel like it needs to go over one. That was kind of a weird timing, but um, sometimes you have to try to find a closer note. So maybe like 30-second notes. No, I guess we'll have to just do this one by hand. So you'd have to basically go up here to eighth notes, maybe break it down to 16th notes. So you can line it up. See if that helps. Closer. This one maybe was a little bit longer. So let's hear that back. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. What actually happened? What we wanted was to have it on the upbeat. That was too early. But it works. It wasn't exactly what I had in mind. This one maybe right here. There it is. So that's kind of how it goes. You have to kind of mess with it by hand. So anyways, all right, let's bring another instrument. If you hit pound D, it'll copy it. And then you can change the instrument. So since we have alchemy up, let's see about some drums. See, leads. Let's just do all right here. You got pads. If you ever used whatever this program's called, Alchemy, it has some pretty good sounds in it. You can tweak them a lot too. See here. Let's see if we can find some drums. Well, sounds pretty epic. Let's try this one. It sounds pretty cool. So let's do we'll do the snare first. So hit R for record, and then it'll count us off. 2, 3, 4. Let's try this, see what it sounds like. So immediately I heard that this one's a little bit off, so sometimes you can just line it up like that. So if we're going to quantize it, we probably want it to line up to these lines right here, which is the second beat in the measure. So we have beat 1 here, 1 and 2 and 3. Oh wait, no, sorry, that's not right. Let me see. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Wait a minute. Oh, it's 16th notes. Hold on. Let me put this at 8th notes. All right. So now we got here. Let's see what there's lined up. So this is the 8th note right here. So 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, there we go. We figured it out. All right, so this, click here, then hit see, Control Shift F. And now I'll do eighth notes. I think that'll be all right. And then hit Q. And this is your strength right here. So you can do like 30% or, 75%. Sometimes you don't want it to be right on every time because you want it to sound more realistic. But a lot of that comes with the velocities and stuff like that. So let's see. So these should line up perfectly. Obviously, we can add some more. So we could do a kick. So let's see. Where's our kick? A. Let's see. 808. So usually the kick is on the beats. Not always, but. Let's try that again. I don't think I did that right. Let's see. Sounds pretty terrible. It's probably better to do the kick first, actually, because these notes are kind of hard to hear. Erase those. Let's do a regular kick. Some 80. It sounds like 808 one. Let's try it. 3, 4. Oops. That's what happens when you hit A. It brings up the automation. But what I want is the keyboard and the note A, which brings up the kick. So let's try it again. R, chord, 3, 4. The funniest sounding kick ever. So it's pretty off right now. So quantize does make things easier. So Control Shift F. Let's do 16th notes. See how this one went the wrong. So you got to correct them by hand manually. See, like right here, not lined up right. So sometimes quantizing makes things easier, and sometimes what I like to do is do the quantizing and then go over it and just tweak a couple little pieces that stand out. Because the majority of the part, if you do the quantizing, if you're trying to line up to the grid, it'll correct like 80% of the issues. And let's do one more demonstration purposes. Let's see here, alchemy. Let's do synth. Let's see here. Let's do a lead instrument. Pads. Good old pads. Ooh. Sounds like the X-Files. All right, let's try that. So, let's see here. What is this one? Copperhagen. All right. So let's do pound D. I should bring it over. Wait. Oh, okay. I see what happened. I switched that drum out. Well, kind of messed that one up. Let's go back to drums real quick. Change it. Sounds all right. All right, let's get that Copenhagen. All right, we got it up. All right, so let's do a lead over here. It's like the craziest instruments ever used for demonstration with this, right? So we have a C. Let's try it again. 3, go. We could do that. All right. So there's a lot of notes in here. It's going to quantize differently. So you want to Command A, select all of them. And then we're going to do 30-second note because that'll give us a little more detail. I don't know why that did that. All right. So let's see. Sometimes it catches, you got to like back it up. So it's not playing the note. So I got to like pull it to the grid. It's pretty much the worst thing. The worst thing I've heard in a while. That's all right. So this is one of those cases where you have to kind of like line by line. See right there, it sounds a little bit off to me. Probably pull that to the grid. Delete that. I don't know. That one's like in between. All right. So basically, when you're using quantizing, you always want to double check your work because sometimes it lines up things to the grid, but it's on the wrong part of the grid. So you got to go back and fix it. So my suggestion is you kind of do both. Do the quantizing and then go back over it and correct it. Or if it's something really tricky, it's more for the simpler stuff and the way I use it. I don't use it for something that like a lead or something. I probably wouldn't use it as much. Maybe I would pull back the strength on the quantizing. So it's a little more natural. But overall, it's a very helpful tool and it's good to learn it. Especially with drums, hi-hats and stuff like that, repetitive beats, repetitive notes, anything that you could save yourself some time by just hitting a button and literally like making it sound perfect. So that's it. That's all I got today about quantizing. So if you like this video, please subscribe and like this channel. And that's it. So God bless and have a good night.